Hello, everybody. Welcome again to the Sunday meditation of the Light Warrior Collective. I'm Wouter. I'll be your tech host for today. So if you have any technical difficulties, send me a message and I'll pop one eye open every now and then to help you out. Make yourselves comfortable. Make sure you got something to drink, put a candle on, and just sink into this special moment just for you, for yourself. And for the introduction of today, I'll hand it over to our dear Inken.
Thank you very much, Wouter. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm sending all of you beautiful people a very warm welcome also from my side. My name is Inken, and I love that I'm one of your hosts for today. So those of you who are with us since a while know that we like to invite special guests into our safe space. And today we invited a very special woman and are very grateful that she's with us. I would like to present you to Barbie Layton, who is really a shining light. I would say that intuition is her superpower, and she has a very, very inspiring story that is showing that even during a pandemic, you can thrive. And yeah, Barbie is a graduate of Vishen Lakhiani's exclusive premium coaching, and she has a very special show, which is called, you need to check out youareamazingtv.com. We share also the link, so you can check that out. In the show, she interviews really epic people like Naveen Jain, Ken Honda, really the special ones, and many more. So it's very exciting to connect with her and to benefit from her inspiration, basically. So I'm really, really happy to hand you over to this beautiful woman so you all can experience her glowing energy. And yeah, Barbie, when you start, I'd love that you give a glimpse about your story before you start with your gratitude guidance. If that is possible, that would be lovely. Thank you for being with us. We are all yours.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. Thank you, Inka. And I so appreciate the invitation. So excited to be here. So yes, the story is kind of I almost call it a Cinderella story, in the sense of where so many of us in the last couple of years have had to really re-examine, who are we? What do we want to do? What is the next step for us? And a lot of people have been really, really reevaluating that. So in the last couple of years, they started out with Lifebook in September, October of 2019. And then from there, moved on to Christy Marie Sheldon. I saw an amazing masterclass that Vishen did. And I said, I just need to talk to this person. And Christy Marie Sheldon kept saying, what would it take for money to appear? What would it take for money to appear? And I thought, this lady's crazy. Like, I don't have any extra money to be able to do that. So what ended up happening is that I just kept walking around my regular job saying, what would it take for $5,000, $10,000 to show up? What would it take for $5,000, $10,000? And to reimagine what abundance meant. So ultimately, a lot of us think about the idea of greed and things like that. So it's like really, really flipping that script, like Marissa Peer and many other people do in regards to abundance coaching, be able to step into that space. And lo and behold, in February of 2020, a month before the pandemic, I was doing these, what would it take to be able to manifest money? And I was able to manifest her course and an additional $1,000 in addition to that as well. So it happened within 48 hours. It was something I'd never manifested before. So since February of 2020, I've been on this kind of like crazy trajectory. And in February, I got to meet Vishen and all the other people at MindValley. I know that Christina Hepburn and I have talked a few times about the fact that we missed each other at that weekend because I didn't know her and she didn't know me. But there's so many people I've met from the MindValley universe that were there at that weekend and we didn't know each other, which was totally hilarious. But it was the last thing. And at some point in time, I need to show Vishen the video, but he literally at the Saturday night party that we were at, he actually said, okay, everybody go crazy as if a virus just came over you. And this was Saturday, February 29th, 2020. Like literally you could feel the ethers that he was picking up this intuitive thing of what was happening in the planet. When I went back and listened to that, it was like, wow. But from there, I manifested an opportunity to be able to do intuitive healings professionally. I've always been kind of doing those, kind of around the corner, people who would knock on my door or want to know things, or I would just be accurate. But it got to a point where people were almost addicted to, can you tell me more about my dad? Can you tell me more about this? So tapping into spirit is one of those things that is a really, really sacred charge that we have, but it has to be done with the highest integrity and it has to be done with the right energy. So I love the fact that the MindValley community and everything about MindValley is really in that alignment of abundance for all, but it doesn't come from an egotistical perspective. So that's one of the things that I think is so, so important about everything that's going on. So the whole concept of a TV show that was not in my mindset. I literally opened up myself to my guides and I said, please just let me be of service wherever I'm needed. And then I got this information that, how about you want to be of service? How about you become the kindness ambassador around the world and try to be able to spread that light? So as a result, I have people who are from over 20 countries right now who are contributing to the channel. And yes, it was absolutely amazing. On May 31st, my two very first interviews for my TV channel were Naveen Jain in the morning and Ken Honda in the afternoon. And my biggest fear, I have to say, was that they weren't going to show up. It was like, well, who am I that anyone's going to show up, to be able to do that? And poof, Naveen is on my screen. And what I found that has been so unique, and the reason why I think that my message has been kind of really, really resonating with people is because of the fact that a lot of it really is about bringing out the humanity. So if you go back and look at any of the interviews that I've done, when I talk to Naveen and I talk to Ken, we don't talk about money. We don't need to talk about money. But I will tell you that Ken and Naveen both, they're as spiritual as any other guru that's out there. I mean, literally just talking to them, it's like talking to spiritual masters. It was absolutely amazing. And the joy that they felt in the message that they were bringing. So that's what I love. It's like, I love this MindValley universe because Vishen comes out and he's all excited. And then you got Naveen coming on. He's like so pumped up. And he says, there's a problem that's big enough to be able to get past me. And then you've got Ken Honda out there who is literally just sharing his wealth and his knowledge with people, sharing out books and things like that. So to me, that's the kind of world that I want to live in. And that's the world I want to share everybody in. And so that's the part about, stepping into this space to me is absolutely beautiful. So since I know this is a light collective and a beautiful community, I know many of the gorgeous mermaid ambassadors that are around the planet. And I know Christina has won many awards for a lot of the work that she has done. And I know that sending out beautiful good wishes to Vivienne and also to all of the ambassadors that I've met so far, including Anna S. that is in Poland right now, etc. So thank you guys all for being a part of this community to be able to host people like myself to be able to come and bring my message. So ultimately, my message is really about you falling in love with yourself again. So a lot of times I think what happens is that people get to quote unquote middle age. And what even does that mean now in the world of medicine and science now? But we get to a point of where we're on quote unquote middle age and we start to think, what do I want to do? But then we had a pandemic that accelerated a lot of those other things too. So really what I would like to do right now with extreme gratitude is pull in a lot of these things where we kind of take a lot of different pieces that put us together in the modern world for granted. And when we have those kind of things where we get back to the brass tacks and the basics, we can then look at all the things that we do have to be grateful for. And then from that gratitude, you can then move into those things that you want to attract into your life that would be part of your purpose and part of your mission. So part of your purpose and your mission, that is so important. A lot of people don't know. And I talk to so many clients too that tell me, I've given up on my dreams. My kids are grown, I'm getting a divorce. This is happening, that's happening. And they just don't really feel like there's that much to look forward to. And I say poppycock on that. There's absolutely no reason. I'm going to be 53 years old in February. And I'm proud of it because ultimately it's like, our age is who we are. We can reinvent ourselves at any time if we so choose. But again, it has to be that alignment of the energy, making it that it is truly what resonates with you and what wants to be birthed out of you. So I'm a big fan of Esther and Jerry Hicks. I know that Vishen has referred to their emotions book numerous times. I love the Silva method in regards to bending reality. So in the last year or so, I've been able to manifest all sorts of people that have been really, really excited about propelling the mission that I've brought forward. But the best part about it is that it's not about me. It's about everybody that's along for the ride. So that's the most important part, is that when we put our hands together and we connect our energy forces together, there really isn't anything that we cannot accomplish together. So that's one thing I just want to put out there, that is the power of community and why it's so important. So for all of you guys out there who are Just take a deep breath. I know there's a lot of stress out there, but we also live in a space right now where it is October 10th, 2021, depending on what country you're in right this moment. Just take a deep cleansing breath. And just allow yourself just to step into this moment fully present. And as we're focusing on this, just ask yourself, what is something that wants to birth within me? What is something that I want to share with the world? Maybe even what is it something that I want to share with myself? So at this moment, I want to create a beautiful container. I know that Esther and Jerry Hicks, they call it a vortex. Other people call it chi or prana balls. So let's just imagine that all of us together, let's create a beautiful creation bubble where all of us go into a place like the Acropolis in Greece. We're all in a beautiful amphitheater facing the stage, sitting on gorgeous marble benches together. Turn around and look at your neighbor, smile at your neighbor, and just infuse this energy field with all of your beautiful energy and allow it to swirl around as we are going to do sacred work in this space. And then when it is finished, we will go ahead and collapse it, clear and transmute it back into source and allow it to do its work. So one of the things that I love is that when you do any type of bending reality with the Silva method, it's really, really important that after you put what you wish out into the universe so that it can read it in the ethers, that you then need to let it go and you need to surrender and you need to be at peace with whatever comes forward. Beautiful. So I can feel all of your presences, very, very calming. So I like to do the Hawkins scale. I'm a co-founder of a company called The Infinity Life, where we talk about core wound clearing. And one of the things we talk about is looking at the Hawkins scale in regards to the fact that most of the planet is vibrating at about 200 or below. And the whole purpose for a lot of us in MindValley is to raise the frequency. So I'm going to measure the Hawkins scale of this group at the moment. I'm just going to take a note. So our collective is around the 300s, which is still better than 85% of most people who are resonating under 200. And then we will remeasure after we're finished with our meditation and see what calibration and change that we make. Okay, so I have this beautiful Pleiadian quartz crystal tuning fork, which is ginormous. I don't know if you can see it in the Zoom, but it was made by a healer named Skydin and hand-blown glass that was channeled for him. So I'm just going to go ahead and tone into this vortex of energy that we've just created together. So just allow these beautiful tones to be able to penetrate deep into your DNA, allowing anything that no longer serves you to be able to just be washed away. I'm going to ping this 3 times. Then we're going to go over extreme gratitude. And then after that, I'm going to sing the hue for you, which is the solfeggio tone of 528 hertz, which is the sound of love, DNA, and creation. So sit back, get comfortable. So I'm going to ping this 3 times. Calling in every single being that wishes to be of assistance, any benevolent creatures of the universe, any elementals, any beings that wish to be able to assist, anything in the way of that, clear and transmute. What would it take for all beings that reside at 528 hertz or higher to be able to come and assist us in being able to upgrade the planet and clean out any energy that no longer serves, and anything in the way of that, clear and transmute. Thank you. This beautiful bubble of energy has been created. And now it's also important for you to bring that into your body. So just kind of shaking your body a little bit, wiggling your body, making it a little bit wavy, allowing for all of that energy to be able to come in. So calling in the light. So this is a process that Christy Marie teaches. So calling in the light, allowing yourself from the top of your head to be able to connect up to the light. Imagine that you're going up 300 feet above you, and you are imagine that you are connecting your energy source into the clouds as if you were charging a phone. pulling in all that gorgeous, delicious, beautiful, silvery honey light, pulling that all the way down over your crown chakra, down through your third eye, just allowing it to swirl around counterclockwise. Move your body that way if you would like to, allowing this beautiful source honey, silvery energy to be able to come through your eyes, to be able to clear out anything that you're no longer wishing to see, pulling that through your nose and anything you're not willing to smell, pulling that energy down through your mouth, anything you're not willing to taste, bringing that gorgeous energy down through your throat chakra, up, down, back and forth, allowing it to clear out anything that you haven't been willing to say, coming down your shoulders, coming down your forearms, coming out your fingers, pulling this beautiful energy back into your heart space. Just really allow it to swirl around your heart space, counterclockwise. If you see colors, imagine that emerald green, allowing it to twirl anything that's there, any kind of stuckness, kind of rust, just allow it to be able to dislodge, allow that beautiful cleansing light to come through and clear out anything that no longer serves you. It can just be washed away like in a car wash or in a windshield. Bringing that down now into your solar plexus, to the seat of the ego, where you give your power away. Call all your power back. Call all your power back from the universe and allow it to reside in your solar plexus. Allow this beautiful energy to swirl also counterclockwise. And if you also see energy, allow it to be this beautiful canary yellow gemstone color, allowing that to swirl, dislodge anything that no longer serves you, and allowing that to twirl, allowing that to twirl. And now coming down to your sacral, where your reproductive organs are, where your ability to be able to parlay with the universe and to other people, allowing that energy again to be able to swirl in that orange, beautiful tangerine emerald gem-like color, allowing that to swirl counterclockwise, coming down to your root, that beautiful ruby red gem tone, allowing that also to be able to have that light that swirls around counterclockwise, breaking up anything that no longer serves you, coming down through your thighs, coming down through your knees, coming down through your calves, your shins, your feet, and through your feet, pushing that beautiful energy all the way down into the planet, down into the magma that's in the center of the earth. Mother's love, that's where Gaia embraces you and thanks you for all the work that you're doing on her behalf, allowing all that volcanic, animist, creative energy to be able to be pulled into your energy source. Plug that energy in like a phone charger from below, and now you are connected below and above. And now let's pull all of that energy back up from the bottom of source energy, all the way back up through your feet, through your knees, up through your hips, up through your solar plexus, your heart center, coming out the top of your head like a dual fountain, coming out energetically, pulling that up through both of your feet, energetically coming out over the top of your head, pulling that down through the bottoms of your feet, just allowing this beautiful discourse, this beautiful engagement, this beautiful tete-a-tete, this beautiful dance with you and the universal source energy, allowing it to be able to permeate in all these spaces that you have blocked or not allowed, that are only for your highest good, and anything in the way of that, clear and transmute across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys feel connected. So a lot of times people want to be completely still. So for a moment, I'm not sure, it might be off camera, but for me, I feel like a lot of times you need to get the energy into your body. So again, I don't know. I bought this a while ago. Only I know that you're in Abu Dhabi, they're Incan. So I just want to show in the sense of where, when you have the opportunity where you can basically wiggle your hips, make a little bit of noise, get yourself going, in the sense of where if you kind of shake it out with your hips a little bit. That's why for me, I like to make noise, be able to bring that kind of tinkle that is out there into the planet. So just something maybe a little bit different. All right. This particular little tuner was calibrated at 26,000 hertz. So I'm going to also ping that and add extra fortification to our beautiful creation bubble. And then after that, we're going to go into extreme gratitude, and I'm going to sing the you. All right. So you can hear that tone. So the pure tone, and this is actually something that was taught at the mystery schools in the Sphinx. So the Sphinx, actually the name of the Sphinx was the god Hu, Hu, and it vibrates at 528 hertz. So there were a lot of the mystics that at night they used to sing the Ka Hu breath, which was considered a sacred breath. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you guys after we talk about gratitude. Okay. So for some of you guys who believe in reincarnation, I do believe a lot of people who are on this planet at this time are incarnated. A lot of people definitely are connected to Egypt, Atlantis, Lemuria, Pleiadians, starseeds, Orion, Sirius. So there's a lot of people that definitely are here to be able to be benevolent forces in the planet. And that's the most important thing that we want to do, is always be focusing on how we can serve the light. So to me, that's always my guiding question, is how can we serve the light? Okay, so I'm going to ping this one more time, and then we're going to focus on extreme gratitude. So if you can tune into that tone, I'm going to sing that one time. He. Just allowing that to wash over your body. So that's our introductory hue. Sometimes on the Zoom, it's too high of a caliber, so I hope you're able to hear it. Okay, so last year, part of my backstory is that the Best You was going to be slated to be done as an in-person venue that was supposed to be in March of 2020. And that was going to be 2 weeks after the MindValley Live in Los Angeles, where I am in California. So I know that MindValley was at the Long Beach event a few years ago. I know Jason Campbell spoke there. There are a lot of other people that you would recognize, the Butchers, or a lot of people that have been a part of the Best You. And they have between 14 and 40,000 people that were in person at their venues in London and in LA, but I'd never gone to one in person, and I still haven't. So I was able to get in touch with them, and I made it onto what I call the side stage for August for their very first virtual expo ever. And at that point in time, StreamYard and the Zoom wasn't working properly. The bandwidth hadn't come out yet. And so it was definitely, it was not a great situation. I was in the middle of doing a talk, and some guy in a sitting cross-legged eating Cheetos was on my screen, just kind of like watching me in my living room. It was very bizarre. But from there, fan feedback went from August to January to February. And then the next thing you know, in January, I was on the same stage with Lisa Nichols and Ken Honda in 2021. So it was like this trajectory of 6 months of people really resonating. And again, it's not the person or the vehicle, aka the vehicle being the person. It's not the person that brings it. It's the resonance of the energy. So I think that my extreme gratitude talk, a lot of people told me that really brought them through a lot of dark times. And we're still not 100% out of the woods with the pandemic for a lot of people. So this is something I hope will bring you comfort, but it's also in the opportunity. If you are here now on a Zoom call, then I'm going to assume that you have a device, you have internet, you have Zoom in addition to that. So those are already 3 things that you can be grateful for, right? So here on a Sunday morning in the dark, I'm here being able to broadcast this message towards you. So for whatever reason, just keep this in mind. And I love this phrase that my guides told me a few months ago, which is that we are the manifestation of each other's dreams. So take that in for a second. We are the manifestation of each other's dreams. So I manifested you guys being here, listening to my message as much as you guys manifested me, because who knows what you're going to do with what you hear from me. You're going to take whatever you've got, and then you can go out there and apply it in your own life. And that's the best part. When we can affect people in a positive way, David Hawkins says that you can literally affect 750,000 people in your own direct vicinity by having a positive vibration. And that to me is one of the most beautiful things. So it tells you that every single person gets into the nooks and crannies of this universe. And by being able to do that, we can all spread our own personal message of love and joy. All right. So lean back in the chair or wherever you are in that space. I'm going to take a drink really quick. Okay, so just want you to lean back, and I just want you to imagine that I want you to just kind of like scan the environment where you are and just kind of look at the room that you're in for a moment. So that's for a lot of people, a way to get in a sensitizing place of being here now. So what kind of room are you in? What kind of a temperature do you feel your body is? Is your body hot? Is your body cold? Is your body just right? There are all sorts of messages that we are getting at all times, and sometimes we're not paying attention to that. So if you're cold, get yourself something to put on. If you're warm, maybe you take off the blanket that you have around you. Those are the kind of things that we can do in the moment, and they might sound super simple, but it's amazing. Sometimes when people are sick, it's, did you take medicine? Did you drink tea? Did you get sleep? No, no, and no. So sometimes it's always that we need to have somebody who's out there looking out for us to be able to assist us to be able to get to that next level. So the Native Americans have a beautiful saying that it takes 300 hands to be able to bring everything to your table. So whenever you're eating any kind of food, let's say that you're eating cornbread, and you have cornbread that has corn in it, and it has butter, and it has maybe little flecks of pimento peppers in it, has some water. All those different places were taken from some other place. So extreme gratitude is a really, really great 1-minute exercise that you can do to be able to snap yourself out of the giant problems that we have, because ultimately a lot of times they seem so insurmountable and that we can't get past them. But that's where getting back into what we can control is really, really important. So what I realized during the pandemic is the fact that my water still worked in my bathroom. I still had electricity. I still had gas for my heating. I still had the gasoline that I needed. So everything that I needed was provided for me. So that was one of the most important things, was that I had to continue recalibrating every moment that everything that I need is provided for me in this moment. So I want you to look around and see if you have a stove, if you have a refrigerator, if you have a pantry, if you have a sink, if you have a bed, if you have a home, if you have a lot of those different things, these are getting down to that brass tacks of being in gratitude for all of those things that we don't have to think about. So that is a process of where, thank you that I have running water, that I have a toilet. And I am so grateful that I have a sink that has running water. And I am so grateful to my shower that allows water to come through as well. And I am so grateful that I have a bed to sleep in. And I am so grateful that I have a stove that enables me to be able to cook my food. And I am so grateful that I have a refrigerator that will keep my food cool so that I can have nutrition and nourishment. I am so grateful that I have a roof over my head. I am so grateful for all of the beings that created the food that has been delivered to the nearby grocery store or to the shelves to be able to allow the different items to be able to be served to your family. So I am grateful for having the opportunity to have clothes. I am grateful to be able to have food. I'm grateful to have all these different things that allow me to be able to do what I need to do. So those are just the basic things that most people don't really think about. But then in addition to that, then you're also grateful for your family. Which members of your family, even the annoying ones, which ones of your family are you grateful that they're there for you, that you can reach out to them and that they're there for you if you need them? What about any kind of pets? I know that I have a Maine Coon and I have a 3-legged Bengal who was a rescue, and I have an African Burmese or an African python snake, and all 3 of them were rescues. And I'm grateful that during the pandemic, I had them to be able to snuggle with. That was an amazing thing. That was very, very necessary when everything was on lockdown. So it's focusing on gratitude that we are here seeking something different. It's then now taking it to yourself. So what are you grateful for yourself? Are you grateful that you showed up on this call, that you would have an opportunity to be able to reflect on the gratitude that you have in your life? Almost every successful person that I admire or I respect, most of those people have a gratitude journal. And I know that Naveen Jain specifically stated that he jumps out of bed in the morning and the first thing he says is thank you. Ken Honda's work, the entire focus is arigato in and arigato out. So it's thank you in and thank you out. So literally, if you could just focus on the concept of thankfulness, gratitude, appreciation, abundance, all of those reside together. So I'm just imagining right now that all of those pieces, we're just going to be able to make a creation bubble for yourself. So this is just for you. So just imagine that your hands are mushing together, almost like the size of a basketball, and you're feeling this beautiful energy. You can call it chi, prana, you can call it whatever you would like to call it. It's been around since the beginning of time, and none of this matter has been destroyed. So we're going to be able to imagine here that we have a gratitude ball. So gratitude, thankfulness, appreciation, joy, reciprocity, the concept of giving and receiving for those who are receiving impaired, because a lot of us who are in this arena, who are in this space, are givers. And a lot of times it's not easy to receive. I don't like the word takers. It has a negative connotation. So I prefer receiver. So what would it take for you to be as good as a receiver as it is a giver and a server and a service leader? So just allowing all that together. So what would it take to manifest all of the abundance based out of gratitude, based out of allowing whatever is next for you that wants to unfold? Just kind of allow it to be able to kind of breathe. You don't have to know exactly what it is. You don't have to know when it's going to be. You don't have to really know anything about that. That's the beauty. In MindValley, we learned from Vishen that it's the what and the why that is our responsibility, and it is the how that is the responsibility of the universe. And those of us that have seen these amazing miracles that have happened in our lives and these synchronicities that have manifested in such beautiful ways, we know that we can see the intricacies of the universe and how all of these dreamscapes are beautifully woven together in ways that we could not, as our small self, have even imagined. So let's take this beautiful abundance, this beautiful gratitude. Now we're going to take this beautiful creation bubble and just imagine that it's in your hands. And now you're going to place this into your heart space. You're going to pull this into your actual self. So you're pulling this beautiful creation bubble into your heart space. And just allow it to pour through, almost kind of like one of those little sand sculptures that's blue and white, and you turn it over and the whole entire thing kind of like the sand runs around until it makes a beautiful shape or design. So just allow that to come into your body. So for me personally, when I'm working with clients or I'm doing recordings for people, I know that I like to focus on Barbie bubbles. So Barbie bubbles are my indiscriminate popping everywhere, millions and millions of beautiful pink holographic Barbie bubbles all over the world, just bursting everywhere, just spreading love wherever they go and just popping everywhere with just little, almost like little hearts everywhere, as if the whole world was a simulation or a video game, as Elon Musk likes to talk about. But what is an image that you can imagine for yourself? Like for Christina Hepburn, I can imagine you taking like little mermaid kisses that you just blow everywhere on there as well. So each one of us would have our own special gift and our own special thing that we would send around the planet. But just think, if we all connect together, if we all turn on our lights, if we all allow ourselves to be discovered on the grid, it will be a more beautiful place where we can reach out to each other and to be able to fortify our own energy fields by the exponential energy of the others. And just breathe that in for a moment. So for a lot of us that are gifted, a lot of it is difficult because of the fact that a lot of us have raw power, but we don't necessarily know how to manifest it or channel it. So a lot of this is being able to learn how to work with your gifts and being able to almost have them like a laser of where you point them in those directions. So these are experiments and things that you can do for yourself personally to be able to step into a completely different space. And again, the trajectory that I've been on for the last 8 months has been absolutely amazing. And some of the people that I'm interacting with and collaborating with for passion projects around the world is just literally, it makes my heart soar. So I'm going to now add to the end of it, I'm going to teach a healing breath that really isn't very common. Again, it's something that even when I was looking it up, it was something that was listed that was even spelled incorrectly. So my wish and my hope is that this is something that will assist you on your journey. So in the word, in ancient Egyptian, the word Ka is the word for soul, Ka, and the word Hu, again, was the god of the Sphinx, but it really is a tonality in the solfeggio frequencies, which is 528 hertz, which is the DNA, love, and creativity sign and symbol. So if you listen to 528 hertz, it's actually something that will have miracle tones enabled to like assist in being able to bring miracles into your life. So even at work, I used to have a lot of plans of things, at my day job, I used to have a lot of plans of things, and I would say, okay, what do I want to have manifest today? And I would have a huge chant that I would play in the background and I would sing it. Yes. Awesome. And so I would have a huge chant in the background. And then a lot of times my entire day would completely change because whatever wanted to manifest was whatever wanted to manifest. So hold on a second. Let me get my wayward kitty who wants to participate. I get him. He's a very big boy. So this is Taboo, my big Maine Coon. Okay. So I guess he wants to meditate with us. Okay. So I'm going to do this breath into 2 parts. Okay. So there's the regular one of where you don't need to sing this for more than 20 minutes a day. So this is not something that you need to sit on a mountaintop for hours and hours at a time. So this is something that can be done for 20 minutes a day. I know I've gone to beautiful conferences where there's 5,000 people together. Everyone just leaves their body. It's a beautiful thing to be able to do that. So remember, right now we're in the vortex. We're in this amphitheater around the Acropolis. And together, let's just allow this beautiful Hu sound to come through. So I'm going to sing Hu 3 times. And then after that, I'm going to do the Ka Hu breath for a minute, which is a very intense breath. It's very similar to people who have done it in the past have told me it's like Wim Hof method on psilocybin mushrooms. So it's definitely it's an intense one, but it also has to be done correctly. So, and if you want me to come back and do that at another time, please let me know. But it's definitely something that it's in some ways a miracle bending type of a tone. Okay, so this one here. Okay, so that was 3 long Hus. And now, if you guys have heard of the word Yahweh, Yahweh, one book that I absolutely adore is The Keys of Enoch from J.J. Hurtak. So that is one thing too. On the front of the cover is the YHWH. So the Ka Hu breath is the exponential of that, but it's not able to be spelled out. So it's a very difficult thing. So what it is in the breath, so it's an intake. And like I said, this is going to sound a little strange because it's a little weird, but definitely once you get into it, it's this beautiful flow state. So on the intake, you're going to do Ka, but you're going to make it almost like a sucking of air into your mouth. So it's Ka, Ka, Ka. And it sounds a little strange, almost like you're, a mummy, but it's like, so Ka, 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 And this is something I did an interview with Rachel Pringle, and we had this conversation about the fact that she said, I'm the crazy lady out there, you know, doing my dance on the internet. So right now I'm the crazy lady doing this crazy, crazy breathing exercise on the internet as well. But it is so important that if you can get into the cycle of doing that for 2 to 3 minutes, it literally is transformative. So just keep in mind, this is what the mystics would sing from sundown to sunup in front of the hue and below the hue in ancient Egypt. So it's and what you find that's amazing after you're doing it is that you are no longer breathing yourself. That is the most amazing. So type into me if that has a sensation that you can perceive or you can feel that in your body that feels different than regular meditation. So just type into me if you can feel the difference, because I'm already getting like a total like contact high from just the jumping into that energy. Anybody in here feeling that? Yes. Okay. So like I said, it's really, really an intense one, but if you look it up on the internet, it's spelled wrong, but it's intentional because we want, yes, exactly. You get just a little bit dizzy, right? So that's why you need to make sure that you're sitting down. But it's also, if you do this less, like within like the circular breath with that, it's really, okay. So if you're dizzy, just stop for a moment. So let's just take 3 cleansing breaths. Okay, so back to center. Gonna ping again. I love to do the Kahu breath. Honestly, it's like you just get super energized. And then, like I said, after we collapse the creation bubble, but I feel like all these tingles and I love it. And I love teaching it. It's something, I did a MindValley Premium Coaching preview class on that. And it was just so much fun to watch everybody like really get into it. Okay. So for some of you guys who say you didn't do it right, it's okay. First time for everything. And you don't always have to get it the first try. So what you're going to do is almost, so this is why the concept of it's the same thing as Yahweh. So it's, so it's the same thing of the Allah, Alleluia is Allah hue. Yeah, there's 3 words in there that were combined together. So it's that same hue that is put in there. And what's beautiful about it is in every language. If you look up ek and hue, they're literally in every single language around the world. And that to me, I love anything that's universal, because everything universal we know means that it's completely on track for everybody. E for everybody. Okay. So you're going to intake on the word K-A. So it's Ka. And I know, again, I sound like I'm a zombie scarecrow. I definitely looking. It's not necessarily like a pretty look, but okay. So Ka, 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 Ka. So it's Ka in. And then on the out breath, but it's a breath. It's not really a word. It's so and what you'll find is when you practice it, it will regulate. It is, but it's like, I just feel this beautiful, like my whole body is like, wow. And that's literally no drugs, no pills, no nothing. It's just breathing. That's the best part about it. Love it. Yes, Lynn. Okay. So and now let's just focus on staying in that beautiful, beautiful energy. That's so delicious. So nice to be able to share that with you guys. Probably this is the only time that I think this is like the second time I think I've ever taught this. Obviously it was time. So thank you for being the group ready to hear this. Okay, so I hope you feel good tingles. I know I just feel this beautiful warmth of just like my whole heart just feels like it's doing this undulation. I always say that, you know, when abundance is no issue ever, I want to have one of those beautiful moon jellyfish tanks in the middle of a living room somewhere where you just watch them do their thing because it's so hypnotic and beautiful and just reminds me of the breath and just allowing that. Yes. Awesome. Love tingles, tingle time. Love it. Okay. So I'll close our eyes for a moment. We're going to go ahead and we're going to close this beautiful vortex. We're going to clear and transmute it. Here. Rocket Bashad, may the blessings be. So we're going to go ahead and take this beautiful vortex of energy, this beautiful creation bubble, and we're going to now collapse it, clear and transmute it. Thank everyone here that's been a part of this beautiful process. Thank you to all of you guys that have been here. So going ahead, allowing this to clear and transmute back to source, allowing any of these pieces of them, if you want a souvenir of this, we're able to be shrunk down into a tiny little ornament that you can hold on a string. And if you would so like, you can bring that into your heart space so that you can recall the beautiful energy and vibrational frequencies of this session. And if not, you can go ahead and disconnect your energies. And we're going to close all doors and windows and cracks. We're all going to separate out to all four corners of the universe. And I thank you so much for being here to be the recipient of the message that came through from my guides and yours. And I appreciate all of the assistance from all of the beings that came here to assist us. And we love the fact that there are tingles available and that this is an opportunity to learn a new skill. And what would it take for you to be able to put this out into your own life and to be able to juice up your own purpose and juice up your own mission in life, to be able to go out there and do what you want to do. Go get yourself in alignment. So thank you so much for allowing me to share. Appreciate it.